Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are you guys doing today? My name is Rex, and this is your Daily Chat Season 2, Episode 51 for February the 9th, 2017. How's everybody doing today, and what is going on? Man, finally the weekend. But, like always though, not going to be a peaceful one for at least myself. Because somehow, in taking 4 classes at school, I have 7 assignments due. Well, I'm no mathematician, but that seems a little bit broken, even for myself. And by the way, awesome guy, and always Nathan, thank you so much for the follow, guys. I appreciate it. So, yeah, that is a thing that's happening this weekend. So, yeah, I'm a little late. I know I said I'd be starting at 7:45, but unfortunately, though, I've been doing homework since I got home at 2 in the afternoon. And yeah, it really hasn't stopped since then. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the big news. Mind you, it's been a kind of a slow week for Tech Talk, as you guys have seen. Yesterday, we had no daily chat because there was just nothing to do, so we ended up just playing Heroes of the Storm. But there was some news today, actually. Kind of an interesting twist of events. Now, I learned about this not through the blog post I'm about to show you guys, but more through Dropped Frames, hosted by ItMeJP, Co-Carnage, and Ezekiel III. It's probably the single best, weekly talk show on Twitch, and that's coming from me, the guy who pretty much runs talk shows here on the station. But yes, they talked about the brand new announcement made by Twitch they unveiled, and that is called Twitch Communities. Let's show you guys what this is. Twitch Communities are here. Discover the great broadcasters faster than ever. The search for a great stream is something that everyone on Twitch can relate to right now. Many viewers can find new streamers by happenstance through Reddit thread or a tweet from their favorite streamer, or maybe some hosted streamer, whatever. Introducing the beta release of Communities. Communities are a discovery tool to help streamers connect to the most relevant audiences and help viewers and streamers find the interests that fit their whatever the hell. So what this is the kind of like a stream team that's not a stream team. And it lets people have their own little communities. I have the True Talk Show community and the Daily Chat community. I did actually manage to acquire both of those, which, if anyone's going to carry that banner, may as well be me. But yeah, it's kind of a way for people to really kind of, what's the best way to say it? Not isolate. Isolate's not the right word, but focus their community into being discovered more easier. You can configure it for a game. You can configure it for a lot of different things. And just, yeah, it lets you have a different way of being discovered outside of, hosted and being brought up by other streamers and all that other stuff. It gives you a better chance of discovery. This was met with a little bit of, not opposition, but curiosity and questions by the guys over on Drop Frames, because the feature was rolled out an hour before the show went live, so no one knew anything about it. And it was a little bit confusing. Now, the blog post posted by Twitch TV and the FAQ is incredibly well written, and if you guys want to know anything about it, by all means, just go to the Twitch subreddit page. You'll find the FAQ right on the page. But there are some, more curious things like here. What happens to the game directories and creative directory? They're not going away. Communities is a separate and more targeted way to discover new broadcasts and stream that is most relevant to the audience. Let's see here. What other good ones are there? How's Twitch planning to handle communities that violate the TOS? Communities must adhere to TOS and the community guidelines. With that exception, as communities evolves, we will look more into whether we need to expand our moderation tools. And if you keep going on, there's more and more stuff like that being talked about from the Twitch communities. So right away, within the first hour of this thing going live, there are now thousands of communities. And the big feature that was met with a lot of opposition, and this was brought up by Co, is the fact that these communities are not moderated by Twitch.
Am I so out of touch? No, It's the children who are wrong.
Denizurator 956. Thanks so much for that follow, man. I appreciate it. This is not moderated by Twitch. This is moderated by the people who own the community. Like for the True Talk Show community, okay? I own that. I own the Daily Chat community. Therefore, I am the guy who gets to have final say over if you're allowed to stream in that community or not. If I find people coming in here and just cam girling it up, I get to kick them out. I don't have to answer to Twitch. Twitch doesn't have to talk to me. I just get to make that at my own discretion. Great way for you to kind of really focus down and get the type of results you want. But at the same time, it's kind of one of those things that, it can be abused really, really badly. And I mean like terribly badly. So we don't really know how this is going to go. Mind you, this is just the first day. It's not even been out for 24 hours. Hell, it's barely been out for 12 hours. We don't know what's going to happen with Twitch communities, but it is one of those things that we got to keep an eye on. As we've always said, what the hell is going on? I'm sorry, guys. My mistake. What was I saying? I was saying something about Twitch communities. I don't remember now. But yeah, I know Twitch has a tendency to roll out these things, very little announcement, like today, and almost no fanfare, and then an unimaginably lackluster amount of support for stuff that they just happen to think doesn't go their way or it's not received the way they wanted it to. So they just up and abandon it. It's the way Twitch normally works. And I hope this is not one of them. I really don't see the benefit to communities. I'll be perfectly frank with you on that one. I don't know. I don't know what they hope to achieve with it. I still think if you could get a big broadcaster to host you, that's a significantly better way to get noticed than these community things. But if you guys want to try it, just go to twitch.tv/communities and just try it out. It's a beta version of the website, and we'll see what happens with it. That's pretty much all we got. So that was the big story of today. Now, there is one more story of today. And like always, even if the show is short, we'll be wrapping the daily chat, but we will keep going with the stream. So guys, always remember, if you want to participate, please tune in live. That's the best way to always participate with this show, especially if you're watching on the YouTube channel. If you're watching live, then hey, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. But let's get into the final article we have for today, at least that I could find that was of any kind of interest. And this comes from the Twitch subreddit. Ready to call it quits. I've been streaming frequently for over 2 years, and I barely broken 8K views and 300 follows. The most I've ever had in a viewing at one time was 24, and I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. I've invested in a PC that I can stream everything on ultra settings and glorious 1080p, even though Twitch is locked at 720p. I got a green screen and taught myself how to use it. I've animated backgrounds. I market my link in largely populated groups on Facebook. Occasionally on Twitter, I don't get it. Random visitors stop to tell me it is because I suck. I'm old, 34. I'm not young anymore, and I don't feel old. Whatever. And I'm fat. Yeah, I could lose a leg. Whatever. Okay. When I started streaming, it was because I was gaming 8 to 18 hours a day, trying to occupy my mind away from the reality of my very long motorcycle accident. And I was gaming all day and might as well stream. Lucky for me, time really does heal all wounds, and I'm very happy with my life now. I've been walking for about a year. Okay, so this guy's just kind of doing a sad story now, just kind of like doing his QQ moments. Edit. The fact that this post is positive score speaks volumes to this community. Thank you all so much for your support. Blah, 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 whatever. So before we get into this part, let's talk about what this guy's bitching about. He's bitching about the fact that he's been streaming for 2 years and really no one's coming to watch him. He markets himself on all the big social media pages that, everyone's doing. But the problem is, though, you can market yourself on Facebook. And I was talking to one of my friends yesterday who's a very well-versed programmer. And we were saying that a lot of things like Twitter and Facebook are just occupied by bots now. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do use it still, but the person-to-bot ratio is a little bit muddy. You can't guarantee that that all the views seeing your post are actual people. That's kind of a problem. Same thing with Twitter. I don't even care about my follower count anymore because follower counts are so meaningless now on social media that it doesn't actually really matter. Yeah, you'll have real people, but then if you ever look and see, like, you know, they have 100,000 followers and 100,000 followers and following and all that, clearly those people don't matter, because if it's a 1-to-1 ratio, you're doing social media wrong. Any big YouTuber will tell you that. So if that's what you're going to do to market yourself, then yeah, you're going to be in for a rough ride. Same way as if you were to say, I don't know, go out in public and just hand out business cards saying, hey, please tune into my stream. The likelihood of somebody actually doing that, pretty low. Hell, I do it in my school and no one tunes into for my school. So, you know, it's one of those things. I can understand the soul crushingness of it. Believe me, I can. But at the same time, though, if that's the way this guy feels about it, maybe you should move to Beam.pro. Maybe you should move to Hitbox. Move to a less populated streaming platform where you have a better chance of getting exposure. That's really the best way to go about it, and that's what I would advise to this guy. Now, let's see the first response, because this first response is a novel. Let's go see what this guy has to say. Hey man, I've been streaming for about 6 weeks now, and I'm steadily growing, currently at 170 followers with 5 to 10 regulars in all streams. I also have a degree in marketing and work in that field, so I'm familiar with the outside just using social media. I'm new to it, but hopefully I can provide some insight since I'm seeing a decent amount of success, and I'm going to be blunt, so hopefully this doesn't sound too harsh. I just went and thumbed through your latest VODs, and the first thing that leaps out at me is the ICP branding. Unless you strictly are looking for juggalos to follow you, I consider the perception of anyone who doesn't like ICP or just doesn't care about them. For example, if someone's entire stream is dedicated to Toby Keith, would you bother to check the content and move on? I'm 31 years old, and I had to step back and realize that if I want an audience, I have to cater to them. They're not all going to be just like me. I play my own music in the background, but if a young kid requests a stupid song, I will switch to that song, even if it's terrible. I also steer away from niche music and I progressive metal, etc. Second, you barely seem to talk. When it does, it tends to be mumbling to yourself, and that doesn't contribute to the content. This is supposed to be entertaining for the viewer. And do you enjoy going back and watching your own stream? Listen to your stream in the background when you're doing something you see if you can improve on. So that's actually considerable feedback. This guy has given more feedback than I ever would. I would never really take the time to go and, you know, look through this guy's VODs and try and tell him what he's doing right and wrong. Hell, I barely know what I'm doing right and wrong. But, you know, I get with this guy, and that was actually an incredibly nice thing for this guy to do. In fact, let's go actually see who this guy is. Twitch.tv/Surly? Surly? I don't know. Let's go find him. Let's see what this guy's channel looks like. I don't know. Maybe we can find something good here. Okay, so pretty basic. Dude's got, you know, where's his tip jar? Oh, there is his tip jar. Boom, found it. Okay, so he's got a pretty decent rig too. Damn. Let's see what this guy's streams are like. Okay, he's
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Rotten Eggnog, thanks so much for that follow, man. I appreciate that. I swear to God, if this thing keeps freaking breaking, I'm going to lose it. This guy is what is he? He's an Overwatch and H1Z1 streamer predominantly, with a little bit of other games thrown in there. Let's see if he's got anything fun. Let's see what he does. I'm sure he's got something interesting. Cute girlfriend. Give him that.
There we go. All right.
Okay. Not a whole lot of talking here. How about you? Anything you got going on? I'll be perfectly honest. I haven't seen this guy talk
I'm really tired, so as much fun as I'm having, as many great people as we've had coming tonight, I need to fucking post with really good information on Reddit all the time, but
Yeah, nothing really here that screams out to me like, this guy's the next big lyric or anything. But, at least he gave out some good advice. I see here, like, I would encourage you to hang in there, especially if it's something you truly enjoy. Like, the standard boilerplate stuff that you see people post on the Twitch subreddit all the time. Nothing great, nothing spectacular. But yeah, those are the two big stories of today. Unfortunately, in tech news, there was really nothing noteworthy. Obviously, Trump's travel ban is still in effect, or still not in effect, shot down by an appeals court. So, good news for those kind of people. But I'm going to wrap up the daily chat here. We're going to go do some Heroes of the Storm and finish getting our mount. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, please do hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on the Twitch channel, do hit that follow button. And other than that, man, I will see all of you guys next time. Have a good night.